Hello and welcome to predictions time, and not just predictions, Wrestlemania predictions, the sexy predictions. Okay, well basically, since Wrestlemania only comes around once a year, these predictions are sort of the ones that I actually want to get wrong the most. I want the WWE to outthink me, I want them to swerve me, but that hasn't happened for the last few years. But anyway, this is what I think is going to happen in each one of the matches. If I get more than 50% wrong, I will do a forfeit of my viewers' choosing, pop it in the comments below, and I will do it. So, let's kick off the show with Tyson Kidd and Cesaro versus the New Day versus Los Matadors versus the Usos. Well, there's nothing really to distinguish any of these teams. I guess the Los Matadors have just sort of completed a heel turn? Have they? No one can really tell. The only thing that really makes sense, because we don't want another Usos title reign until those guys develop their characters a bit because they're boring, I think the only thing that could possibly happen is Tyson Kidd and Cesaro retain their titles. I know that babyfaces like to win big at WrestleMania, so potentially the Usos, or God, maybe even the New Day. But no, I'm going to stick with my official prediction. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro retain, potentially due to some more shenanigans with a now heel Natalya. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. This has been kicked to the pre-show. Now, in my opinion, they could have maybe squeezed a match that involves 30 people and also a big trophy of one of the most beloved people in the industry, Andre the Giant, onto the main show, but that would have meant trimming down Triple H's and John Cena's entrances, and damn it, those things take time. It's a two-horse race. It's either going to be Damien Mizdow or it's going to be Sheamus. Sheamus, we don't know is for certain returning, but he pretty much is. What else matches are they going to put him in? And honestly, they want to put Sheamus on at WrestleMania, don't they? To be honest, WWE, I can't figure you out, but chances are Sheamus is returning, and maybe he's going to cement some sort of heel turn by destroying Damien Mizdow's moment. You remember a while ago they tried to turn Sheamus heel sort of half-heartedly by having him eliminate Dean Ambrose from a Battle Royal for the US title? I mean, they think they were going to turn him heel based on that, but didn't work, so maybe they're going to try it now. I mean, definitely Mizdow and Miz are going to come to a head. That's definitely going to happen, and it's pretty much a certainty that Damien Mizdow is going to eliminate Miz. That's definitely going to happen, whether or not that leads to the victory, or Sheamus dumps him out and gets a bit of heel kind of stuff going. I'm not sure. They want to turn Sheamus heel, and the best person to do that is probably against Damien Mizdow, because he's fucking over. I don't know. Tell you what, I'm going to go with my heart. Damien Mizdow wins the Battle Royal. The IC title match. Now, they're probably going to start with this just to get the crowd revved up and going. And the good thing about this match is it's unpredictable. There are 4 legitimate contenders. There's Bad News Barrett retaining, which would make sense after how weak he's looked in the majority of this build-up. There's Dean Ambrose, there's Dolph Ziggler, and of course there's Daniel Bryan. Now, apparently the plans are in place to make the IC title relevant again, and if they're going to keep the WWE title on Lesnar, which I think that they should, then it makes sense to have someone, you know, one of the most over characters on the roster to be leading the IC title, you know, have it be almost a division in and of itself. And I think the only person to make sense to do that with is Daniel Bryan. So yes, I predict that Daniel Bryan's going to walk away with the IC title. I think he's going to hold on to it till at least SummerSlam, hopefully Survivor Series, or maybe even the Royal Rumble. But yeah, Daniel Bryan for the win and for a lengthy title reign. Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton. Now, this kind of depends on whether or not Seth Rollins is going to cash in at the end of the show. It's possible. He could. If he is, then he should lose this match, because then it's more of a surprise, and oh my goodness, out he comes. Now the thing is, I think that Rollins needs this win the most, because he's been made to look like an absolute douche blanket in this feud. And to be honest, it's the sort of thing that, you know, they could blow off at Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules is built for this kind of feud. So to just have Seth Rollins go over here with some sort of tricky shenanigans involving J&J, and then they'll blow it off in, I don't know, a cage match, or maybe even a Hell in a Cell, or something along those lines at Extreme Rules. So yes, I'm actually going to put Seth Rollins going over Randy Orton here with no cash-in. No cash-in. The Bellas versus AJ and Paige. Whoa, it's not exactly predictable. Well, AJ's just returned, and her and Paige need something that's going to establish them, you know, a little bit more than these muddling feuds that they've all had when given the Divas title. The Bellas are fine. They've got Total Divas, so they don't exactly need any more exposure. So I'd give, you know, a babyface pop to AJ and Paige for this one. I mean, so I think, yes, Paige and AJ will look like they're not going to get along, but maybe that'll be a trick on the Bellas. Or maybe even Brie will do the rational thing and turn on her sister. Do you remember when Nikki told Brie that she wished that she died in the womb? That was never really resolved after Brie was made to be Nikki's slave. It's a weird story. Have Brie cost Nikki the match and then set up maybe a fatal four-way for the title at Extreme Rules. How about that? Yeah? AJ and Paige to win. Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. There's no way The Undertaker's losing. Absolutely no way. They can't lose 2 WrestleManias in a row because that really will cheapen the streak. I think there's loads of ways that you can have this match end while still making Bray Wyatt look strong. And the thing is, probably to do that, maybe a disqualification victory for Bray Wyatt, like he goes mad on him with a chair, or he just refuses and, you know, like puts him through an announce table or something like that. Bray Wyatt should lose, but Bray Wyatt should look incredibly strong and perhaps even win the physical war. Like maybe if Bray Wyatt loses by pinfall and then snaps and destroys The Undertaker after that, you know, completely decimates him in the middle of the ring and sort of walks up the ramp, leaving Undertaker prone on the mat, and then just kind of drops to his knees and says, my work here is done, or something like that. Everyone would be shocked. You know, The Undertaker wouldn't suffer another loss at WrestleMania, which would start to look silly. And Bray Wyatt would look like, well, a fearsome man. So yes, Undertaker to win. I'm going to say clean. John Cena versus Rusev. Oh, I've ummed and ahed about this one. Basically, I really, really, really want Rusev to retain, because I think we're at a situation what we were like with Bray Wyatt last year, which is you don't know what's going to happen, how much more elevated this heel can be if he beats Cena at WrestleMania. There's, like, the sky's the limit. He would be a main event heel that is able to fight anybody on the roster. And it would make the US title feel huge as well. You don't have to put the belt on Cena to make it feel huge. Have Cena try for it at WrestleMania and lose makes it feel almost unattainable. Also, it's a streak. You know, as soon as a streak's over, you get this kind of feeling in your stomach. It happened with Goldberg, it happened with The Undertaker. Streaks are so much more powerful if they're kept alive. I know it can't be alive forever, but why not? And does it need to be Cena that takes the streak away? Surely that rub can be given to someone else. A Daniel Bryan, a Dolph Ziggler, a Seth Rollins, a Roman Reigns, anyone else. But then again, these are predictions, and it's just like, what are the fucking chances of Cena losing on the main stage? Especially when he lost the last pay-per-view match. Fuck it, okay. Because I think Brock Lesnar's going to retain, I'm going to have Cena take the US title. Yep, Cena wins. I'm not happy about it, but I think what's going to happen is Lana is going to come out and she's going to accidentally cost Rusev the match. That way Rusev looks a little more strong. You know, he's got a thing that he can go into with Lana. With an absentee WWE champion, which I think we should have, I think having the US title on Cena makes sense. So Cena to go over, even though I really want Rusev to. Happy to be wrong on this one. Triple H versus Sting. Okay, Sting wins. Are they really going to bring him back for one match and have him lose? I mean, it's not impossible. Who could do with the win? I mean, Triple H is probably going to be around in an authoritarian role a lot longer than Sting will. And so, you know, the vanquishing Sting on the main stage probably would serve his character more than he could say, look what happens to the guy who steps up. I fucking take him down. But that being said, it's Sting. I don't know. Triple H lost last year. He looked pretty silly. All right. You know what? Just to be contrary, I'm going to say Triple H wins. I'm going to say Sting looks like he's going to get it done, and then some big swerve happens. It's going to have to be big, and it's going to have to be shocking, like someone joining the Authority that no one expected, or maybe Sting joined. No, that won't happen. But yeah, I'm going to go with Triple H just for shits and giggles. Let's see what happens. Triple H to beat Sting. And now the final match, Reigns versus Lesnar. Well, the prediction has changed. Lesnar. Lesnar to win, absolutely. I think it's going to hurt Reigns, but I think them putting Reigns in this position hurt him anyway. I think putting him forward when he's not ready, subjecting him to an intense criticism by the crowd, has damaged Reigns' character. I think he needs to go out there, leave it all on the line, leave everything in the ring, and lose. Then he goes away and he has a redemption story to follow. That gives him something like, okay, I wasn't good enough. You know, bring The Rock in, have The Rock train him, have someone kind of take him under his wing and get him ready for the next bout. But this one, Lesnar has to win, I think, because, well, look at it in terms of kind of what matters most to the fans. Lesnar beat the streak. And what has he really done with it? He's got the championship, but he's faced Cena, and Rollins, and that's it. So I think we need to have an era of Lesnar. I think we should keep the title on for another year. I think Lesnar shouldn't lose the title till WrestleMania 32. I think he should go through everybody on the card. He should go through Sheamus. He should go through Orton. He should go through Rollins in a singles. He should go through Bray Wyatt. He should go through Rusev. He should go through everyone who poses a legitimate threat to his title and lay them all down. Everyone steps up. Everyone else gets sent down, as the Undertaker would put it. This makes it seem like he's got a stranglehold over the title, and it legitimately looks like no one can beat him. Not one man. And that really would be worth sacrificing the streak to create this unstoppable beast. Now, I know his schedule isn't to everybody's taste, but that just forces creative into a corner. And to be honest, creative work well when they're backed into a corner. They can elevate other stars to main events at pay-per-views, like they did at Hell in a Cell. You know, Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins, main evented the pay-per-view, and it felt right. And they can do that. They have to think outside the box and come up with other ways to make pay-per-views while the champion is away on this kind of unstoppable just tear. No one can bring Lesnar down. I think it would be fascinating. His run with the title has been, it's been weird, but it's been incredible in its own way. Like, no one's seen anything like this. And the longer it runs for, the more kind of noteworthy it will be. I think the Royal Rumble next year, which either Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns wins, and they have another shot at WrestleMania 32, and this time Lesnar's dethroned. But now, right now, with only 2 title defenses under his belt, Lesnar should definitely retain, and so begins the era of Lesnar. Okay, so those are my predictions. Thanks very much for listening. Do you agree? If not, tell me about it in the comments. Also, please subscribe or share this video if you enjoyed it. Hey, everyone, enjoy WrestleMania 31. The build-up's been shaky, but it could really be a good show, and, well, let's hope it is. We're all wrestling fans, and the WWE has a card in which they could put on an amazing show. So let's get invested and let's hope for the best. All right, I've been the Posh Guy Who Likes Wrestling. Cheerio.